What is up, Watch fam? Happy Monday, and welcome to this week's episode of RANT&H. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and today we're going to be talking about the $8 million Patek Philippe. All right, before we jump into this insanely expensive, hyper-complicated Patek Philippe, quick wristwatch check. I am wearing the watch that got me into watches, my personal Rolex Datejust reference 1601, beautiful blue dial. I source these Datejusts on a regular basis, not the blue dial so much, but wide boys and white dials and as much as we could possibly find. So if you are on the market for a Datejust, shoot me an email at info@theoandharris.com. I would love to help you out. But until then, let's take a break from reality, dive into today's topic, an $8 million Patek Philippe. The reference 5208T was just sold at the only watch auction in Geneva for $6 million and change, $8 million all in, including buyer's fees, and that is an astronomical amount of money. That is well over their initial estimate. It's actually 6 times their initial estimate of the watch's value, which is incredible. So for $8 million, what do you get? Well, you're getting this. I mean, you see it, and I know what you're thinking. It's ugly. At least I know that some of you are thinking that it's an ugly watch because I know that I feel that way. I don't like the carbon fiber dial. I actually don't like how complicated it is. I know it's one of Terry Stern's favorite watches in the world. He wears it very frequently, Terry Stern being the owner of Patek Philippe, but the watch itself doesn't do it for me. Not to say that the complications are poorly executed in the design and the layout. It's just too much for my taste. And the blue carbon fiber effect makes it even worse. That's just my opinion. But let's talk about what's more important here. Beyond what I view as an ugly watch, what is the buyer getting? Well, first, an instantaneous perpetual calendar, and this is the second generation of Patek's instantaneous perpetual calendar. The first being the 5207, and this being the 5208. Terry Stern, it's widely known, I guess, in the watch community that this is one of Terry Stern's favorite watches. Terry Stern being the owner or president of Patek Philippe. I guess first, what is a perpetual calendar? History, and then how did it lead up to here? It's a calendar complication that accounts for not only just days, but months and years and leap years. So if you're in September, your perpetual calendar by Patek Philippe will not go to the 31st. It goes right to October, and then when the leap year hits, it skips the February 29th day. So it's a totally unnecessary complication, but is it a total feat of mechanics? Yes. Is it one of the most desirable complications in the world? Absolutely. Okay, so history. Patek Philippe did not invent the perpetual calendar, but they did in 1925 introduce it into a wristwatch for the first time. And since then, Patek has made several references of perpetual calendar. 1518, 2499, 5004, 3940. I mean, so many different references, one more beautiful than the last. But the complication has not remained the same since its inception. They have made tremendous improvements since 1925. And the super interesting improvement that they made with this watch, or the predecessor, the 5207, is this instantaneous function in the perpetual calendar. Now, very simply, what this means, instead of the days and the dates and the months, sliding with the time, they snap instantaneously all at once. So at midnight on September 30th, everything immediately snaps to October, 1st. It's very cool. Again, obviously not an improvement that needed to happen, but that's what makes Patek Philippe and all these top brands so incredible. They make improvements that are not necessities. They are just demonstrations of their supremacy. So props to Patek. So that's the first complication that you're getting here, one of the most desirable in the watch world. Beyond that, you're getting a chronograph, which is basically a stop timer, which I'm sure most of you know, and a minute repeater, which chimes the time, hours, quarter hours, and minutes. So all in all, this watch is chock full of everything that Patek Philippe could say that they could make. I mean, this is, in many ways a watch that would be kind of like suitable for a king. If Patek had to make a watch for, the most important person in the world to show their appreciation, this would be that kind of watch. And beyond that, they cased the watch in titanium, which is a very rare metal. It's cased in titanium for collectability, and it is a one of one stone. So it's a piece unique, instantaneous perpetual calendar, chronograph, minute repeater, and titanium. You know, that is a mouthful. That is a watch that anyone who has dealt in or knows anything about the world of Patek Philippe, they would say, yeah, that's going to be just a sick, you know, record-breaking kind of watch. And the results did not disappoint at $8 million. But one note that I do want to throw out there is this. Because the watch was sold at the auction called Only Watch, which is a charitable auction, all the proceeds were donated to DMD, which is a severe form of muscular dystrophy. That changes how people bid. I may not bid $8 million for this watch if I'm just buying the watch, but you also feel like, okay, I was going to make a charitable donation anyway this year for $4 million. So the watch to me is worth $4 million. I was going to make the charitable donation anyway. So, you know, $8 million, we're here. You know, so it is a little bit different in the perspective, right? This perspective changed so much in the results of the watches that were sold. This left-hand Tudor Black Bay bronze sold for $350,000, for example. A watch that really shouldn't be worth more than 10, maybe. I mean, how collectible now are one-off Tudors? But it's a donation that someone wanted to make, and they basically just got a free watch with it. But that's it. What an incredible watch. Do I like it? No, but I can definitely see why, because of the watch itself and the situation that it was in, that it brought in such serious, disgusting, crazy money. Congratulations to everyone at Only Watch. It's a wonderful cause. It puts things in perspective a little bit. You know, you're buying these crazy, stupid watches, and now the proceeds are going to a genuinely good cause, not just the bottom line of, you know, some already uber wealthy company. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel at Theo and Harris if you want to see some more. See you guys tomorrow.